So I thought I'd pop on today and do a little video on tips for New York on how we can keep you safe. So as someone who has travelled to New York over several times and I've even done a solo trip, I am quite clued up on how we can keep you safe, and these are some stuff that I've done in the past, or some stuff that I've witnessed, or just some stuff where I know these have happened to people and it could have been avoided. So let's get into it and show you how we can keep you safe on your next visit to NYC. So when you first arrive in JFK, you are going to want to obviously get a taxi if that's how you want to get into the city. I don't personally recommend getting a taxi. I think get the subway, but obviously I understand that if it's your first time and you want to get into the city, then you might, after a long flight, think I'm just going to get a taxi. Once you've got your bag and you exit through the airport, you can take the air train. I'll do a separate video on how you can do this, but to go and get your cab, there is a designated cab place. Like, you don't need to just go and get a random cab that drives past. Be very, very careful of that. There's also sometimes people ushering to get you into a cab or into a black cab. These don't exist. Like, they will charge you $200, $300. I've seen it. They're not good. They're scams. So JFK has a designated cab place, and there's lots of stewards that will help you go to there. There's usually quite a long queue to get in, but they're very quick, like straight in, straight out. Probably you'll be in one within 10 minutes. What I will tell you is on the side it will say $58 flat rate. Lies. It's not a $58 flat rate. Once you get in that cab and congestion charges go on and tips, usually from the UK, if you land, you're looking around 5-6 o'clock. By the time you get in that cab, 6-7 o'clock, you are going to hit rush hour traffic. You are going to be sat in that cab 1 hour, an hour 45 minutes to get you into the city to your hotel. So that is going to go up. Like, the congestion charge will go up once you hit the toll. Everything goes up. I think the last time I used a cab, now you're talking 3 years ago, I used a cab. I'll only use the subway now. It was $150. So you can take that as you want. I think last time I went, I actually ended up getting a cab back to the airport because I was so tired after walking around. That was $100. Second is Times Square. You are going to get people wanting money off you everywhere. Be very careful, especially of CD sellers. Now, I've seen this happen. Yeah, you're going to get caught. Like, don't give them money. If they're like this, and they will be like this in your face, just be like, no, not today. People in costumes, don't get your picture taken with them. You are not going to walk away from that picture free. They're going to be like money, and they're so persistent. Like, you can't escape without giving them money. They're talking $10, $20. Just don't. Like, they're fun to look at. Don't get your picture taken with them. Also, tuk-tuks, like the men on pedlos and stuff with like a little cart on the back. You might think, oh, that's such a cute way to go and see the city. Like, you are going to pay a lot of money. They charge like $10 by the minute. So if you're going like up the city for like, if you're in there for 10 minutes, you're going to pay like $100 odd, and they will not walk away. You cannot walk away from them. Like, they've got card machines and stuff. They will follow you to your hotel. Like, they know how to get the money off you. So yeah, be very careful on that. Do not give them money. Thirdly, people in Central Park trying to get you into the horse and carriage. Don't do it. It's cruelty. I don't know why anyone would want to pay for a horse and carriage anymore. Yeah, they are going to pay a lot of money. A lot of money to be in that horse and carriage. I know you might want your carry moment. It's not going to work. Like, yeah, horses are out in July, August, carting people around. They don't look well. So, yeah, don't use them. Also, in Times Square, or even walking around New York, you'll get like monks that are trying to give you things like little wooden trinkets or like beads and stuff, and they'll put them in your hand. And I think because obviously they're religious, you feel a bit more like compelled to talk to them and like be nice to them and stuff. They know what they're doing. Like, they will make you pay. Like, and you'll feel really bad because obviously usually they're really nice, and they are really nice to you. Like, they'll be really kind and really friendly, and then like they'll get your hand and they'll put things in it. just be like, no, 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 sorry, no, I'm okay, thank you, and just walk off. Like, because if you walk off with the item in the hand, they will like chase you down and stuff. So yeah, that's another one to be mindful of. Also, when you're going down to the Statue of Liberty, you can take the Staten Island ferry for free. Like, there's no charge on this. It will take about an hour. You literally get it from the Staten Island ferry terminal, and it'll take you across, and then you can transfer and come back. There'll be a lot of people down there saying like, oh, ferry this way and stuff, and usually you'd be like, yeah, okay, and they'll be like, Staten Island ferry, and they'll try and get you, and you'll think, yeah, obviously, because if it's your first time, why wouldn't you think that? I totally get it, but you get on that ferry that they've already planned, and they are going to charge you a lot of money. Like, you're talking like $70, and unless like you've physically paid for it, or like you've got one of those like attraction tickets that you want to use, and you can be like, have you got the QR code scanner? Because obviously if you're buying one of those attraction tickets, you'll get like QRs and stuff where you'll go to the terminal you're meant to go and they'll scan the QR. If these people are coming up to you, just say, oh, I've got a QR scanner, and they'll be like, no QR. They're not the ones you should be going to. And Staten Island ferry will not have people stood outside telling you it's the Staten Island ferry. Like, it's a working ferry. Yeah, just be very mindful of that one as well. Like, they know how to get you there. Yeah. Also, this one isn't a scam, but tipping, like, the tipping culture is obviously massive in America, and New York itself it's very working city, so you're going to have to tip, unfortunately. It is what it is. But be very mindful of your receipts and stuff. Like, if you're going to tip, I would personally use cash, because if you give a Monzo, when I was there last time, I used my Monzo, and I noticed that the tip was a lot higher than just the normal 20%. It was a hell of a lot higher, so I did question it. It was like, no, can you take that off, please? I've got cash to pay with my tip. So I always pay my tip cash and just put it down at the end. It's so much easier, and you know where you have your tip. But you don't need to tip in like Starbucks or like bodegas and stuff. Obviously, like bodegas, like what a newsagent's over here. But you don't, because I've noticed that have started to put tipping charges on things. Like, again, when I was there last time, I asked for a Starbucks and they put a 20% tip on. I was like, absolutely not, take that off. Yeah, you don't need to tip for like Starbucks, McDonald's, everything. Like, again, they're providing service, but it's a takeaway service. Like, you're going, like, no one is physically waiting on you. So yeah, I don't agree with that. So just be very mindful of like the extra charges that they're adding onto your bill. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. There's probably more, but that's just a few things I can think of right now that will help you on your next trip. So yeah, if you like these tips, then obviously I can see if I can think of any more for you. But just want to keep you safe on your vacation, like, and just keep your money as well. The only other thing I would say, sorry, is Ubers. Just be very careful of Ubers, because Ubers in New York are so expensive. They're not as like cheap as like in our cities and stuff. Like, we've got a really good Uber pricing over here, but like New York, I think I paid last time, and I only did it because I wanted to get to Brooklyn Bridge like early in the morning, because I wanted to see the sunrise. I paid $27 and it was like a 10-minute journey. So yeah, the Ubers over there, yellow cabs are actually cheaper, not much, but you will get a better rate on a yellow cab than you will an Uber. So yeah, just be very mindful of like where you're putting your money and who's going to try and take your money. That's all I would say. So yeah, stay safe. Bye.